of Ayurveda or original text of Ayurveda are in Sanskrit language. The sutra in Samhita are of two types. Number one, Patya Sutra, or also called as Shloka. Number two, Padya Sutra, in bracket right, which is in the form of sentences. The ancient text are in coded form, which are called as sutra. These sutras have hidden meaning inside. Which later can be decoded to get the detailed meaning. The speciality of Samhita is keeping all detailed information in very minimum slokas so that we can get detailed meaning only if we know how to decode. Now, Hridaya Samhita or Charaka or Sushruta Samhita is divided into different sthanas, correct? And the first sthana is called as Sutra Sthana. The rest of the sthana you can understand. For example, Nidana Sthana. Nidana Sthana means Nidana or giving birth has been mentioned. That is why it is called as Nidana. Chikitsa Sthana. Chikitsa is mentioned. That is why Chikitsa Sthana. Then what is the meaning of Sutra Sthana? First sthana is Sutra Sthana. Why it is named as Sutra Sthana? Why? Because entire totally 120 chapters in Ashtanga. Starting from Sutra, Nidana, Karira, whatever information is explained in the entire 120 chapters, in short, the seed of that has been explained already in Sutra. Whatever we read in later different sthanas, it is nothing but the expansion of this. So what is in Sutra Sthana? Sutra means the most concise form of any information. The reason is Alpa Aksharam. Alpa Aksharam Asantikam Saravat Vishwanomukham. Alpa Aksharam means whatever you wanted to tell, you have to tell it in very, very minimum words. Actually, that will be in our WhatsApp chat. No one writes GOODNIGST, either GN, GNT, like it is concise form. The person who is reading, he knows. GN means good night, GN means good morning. Concise form. So similarly, our Acharya, they use such technique that using very minimum letter, maximum information is hidden inside. That is called as Sutra. Okay. Why this technique? Why? Because ancient times, it was not like today when we have lot of printers, xerox machines, etc. How much ever you can write, printout can be taken. But imagine writing the shloka. Rudroga. Rudroga means diseases related to heart. Entire diseases related to heart, its cause, its treatment, is hardly explained in 50 slokas. Whereas you have cardiology book which is more than thousands of pages. This is the difference. Means whatever detailed information they have given in very small sentence or sloka. That's why that is called as Sutra. Sutra means the most concise version of information. So that is the reason why Sutra Sthana name, which you can elaborate later. This is purpose number 1. Why the entire Grantha is the form of sloka? Why not directly they have written these details? There are 3 types of one Vada, one Pitta, one Vishwaka. Right. Instead of that, why Pitta from Prayoga? This is the reason. Reason number 1. Reason number 2. Why entire Shastra, Ayurveda Shastra is in the form of sloka or quote? The reason is, suppose you want to pass a message, wait, only one of your close friends should understand, nobody else. Then what will you do? You use some code language. The code which only that person will know, no one else. Right? Similarly, just imagine the sign with the same sign goes in the wrong hand. What? I know technology of manufacturing bomb. Depending upon my intelligence, my intention, either I can use it for good purpose or I can use it for bad purpose. Now what is happening in the world? Right? All unintelligent people, those who found out the nuclear weapons everything. The same can be if it goes to the terrorist, then it will be used to the destruction. The same if it goes to the righteous hand, then it will use only to develop. Right. Similarly, the knowledge, if it goes in wrong hands, there is every possibility of misutilizing it. That is the reason medical Acharyas what they did, this tremendous knowledge, it is formed, it is written in such a way that only the person who puts lot of effort to understand, only he can understand. Simply by reading the sloka, no one will understand. That is the second purpose why the entire Shastra is in coded form. Coded form. Those who are really interested, only they have to put the effort, then only they can decode the Shastra. So because of these two reasons, the entire Samhita is written in most concise form, coded form, which is called as Sutra. Okay. So what does it mean? We need to decode. We need to decode. So entire Shastra, suppose I have one sloka. If you go on decoding it and try to understand, for one sloka, you can write the explanation about 10 pages. Because not that much of information is hidden inside that sloka. And we need that how to decode. And these are the steps to decode the Shastra. Or the method of method of study of Ayurveda is nothing but decoding the entire sutra. Okay. Every science, next paragraph, every science has its own method of study. And method of study depends on the subject which we study. Ayurveda is a science for which Vedas are the background. What do you mean by this? There are two types of science. One is called as experimental science. You do some experiment. You learn something new. You discover something new. Right? The all present day sciences, what we call, these are called as experimental science. There is another type of science which is called experienced science. Means thousands of years ago, their life experience, they have compiled, they have recorded, and that we follow till now. Whatever whatever recorded, they have recorded. Now it is 100% true because they have already experienced it. You need not go and do some new experiment on it. This science is called as experiential science, or that science which is come out of experience. In other words, we call all sciences which came from Vedas. These are called as this type of knowledge, which do not require experimentation. Already experimentation thousands of years ago they did. Now what is required is you have to follow that path and experience that. Whereas the present day modern science is has evolved out of doing experiments. Even now experiment is going on. What today they do one experiment, maybe after 15 years later, today's experiment is actually wrong. That day what happened is correct. Right. For example, nowadays one antibiotic is proved beneficial. After 10 years, the same government will ban that antibiotic. Because that day, a new experiment shows that this is wrong. Like this is the difference between two sciences. Ayurveda is a science for which Veda is background. It is called as the Upaveda of Veda. It means whatever old is the Shastra, it is already 1,000 years ago. It has been already all the experiments there, and what is the essence? The truth is only given to you. What is your or my job? It will have to follow. And found out that truth. Right. There are two different methods to study. Modern science tells don't accept anything until you question and found an answer. Correct? Up to question, only if you get the satisfactory answer, only then you answer. This is the general principle for present day modern science, which is called as experimental science. Quite opposite to that, the ancient science, for which Veda is the background, are all those experiential sciences. What it says, first you believe, first you trust and follow, walk in that path. Whatever you don't have now, when you start walking, you will get answer for everything. Why? Because it is already experienced and experiment done. You need not start from the beginning. So this is the small difference between two different sciences. So that's why morning I told, if you have doubts, keep those doubts and go ahead. You will get answers today or tomorrow. So next paragraph. This science, this Ayurveda science, has a unique method of study. And this methodology is explained here. Sushruta Samhita Sutra second chapter called as Sampradaniyam Adhyayam. And third chapter called as Brahmakaniyam Adhyayam. Okay. Next I heading Sampradanam. Sampradanam. And below that you write this definition. Samya Pravipajya Danam. Okay, below that, this is the first step. This is the first step of Samhita Adhyayana. As we know, Samhitas are full of shlokas. The first step would be reading or chanting without any mistake. Each shloka is divided into 4 padas. 4 padas having almost equal number of letters in each pada. In bracket write 1 pada is 1/4 of the shloka. In the beginning, when chanting the entire shloka, becomes difficult, it should be divided into 4 equal parts. And each pada or each part should be recited minimum 3 times. Similarly, all other three parts should be recited. Other three parts should be recited. After that, one complete line of the sloka should be recited 3 times. And finally, the entire sloka should be recited minimum 3 times. Next paragraph. This method of reading the sloka helps in memorizing this sloka in less amount of time. And also improves our pronunciation capacity. This will lead to the next step, called Prabhashanam. Okay, so this is about the first step. That is called as Chandala. Morning we were talking about RIA-Kudligi. After that there is one sloka, Brahman Svayu. Right? In that sloka, you know, from Brahma, the knowledge came to whom? From Prajapati. Ashwini Kumara. Then different countries from their students. Like, okay. The question is, in first chapter, why this story? We don't know who the Brahma is. Then how we look. We saw in the picture that he has both faces. Why this story that I made us came from whom? In the first chapter, why this story? How? But why do you need this? यदि दादा बचेगा ब्रह्मा आगे विष्णु आगे समझे ना? Suppose tomorrow, after 5.5 years, many from this team get gold medal in final year RIA. Imagine, visualize that day, Rajiv Gandhi University gold medal. Many from your class. And you need to then you leave the college. You go back to your you will go back to your places. Either you go for post graduation or you will start your own thing. Your personal life continues. One day, from those who have secured gold medal, no, 1% from them becomes the Vice Chancellor of University, Rajiv Gandhi University of Calcutta. And why because and he will change entire examination pattern. Imagine, then one more person will achieve a very high position in the government of India. At that time, someone comes to Rashmi Institute for first year BA/MS admission and enters the principal. Now principal will go on telling about the college. Right. All colleges have we have this. At the end, we will act. You know, President Rajiv Gandhi University has signed the Vice Chancellor. Students of our college. That parents will feel proud. Wow, my son or daughter is starting his journey of life from a college where so and so students studied and now he achieved this position. Right? You feel proud now. Even now, suppose if you go back to your high school, and meet your teacher, definitely that teacher will introduce her student that our student now she is doing medical education. She feels proud. Right. Similarly, what kind of science we are studying now? It is not just an ordinary science. We also should be proud of. Right. That's the reason to teach one thing about that as we mentioned. We should know our lineage, how this Ayurveda came. That tradition we should know, but at the same time, it is to make us all proud that we belong to which kind of lineage? Suppose there is a, for example, let's take it in lighter mode. Yesterday I was traveling to here. From my home to railway station, I took an auto and Ola cab. He came to home. He saw the board Prashant Gomro, and he was talking to me. And what he told that I heard one name, which was Gopala Krishna Gopale. Who Gopala Krishna Gopale? Freedom fighter. And you know what? I just heard of your name. I heard the name Gopale by that Gopala Krishna Gopale, who was famous freedom fighter, teacher of Mahatma Gandhi. And after that, I am seeing only your name as Gopale. Wow, for me it was very proud. But I didn't do anything in freedom fighter. I got after India got independent. But still, if your grandfather is a very famous personality, everyone introduces you as he is the grandson of poet, right? That time you will be proud of that. Similarly, what kind of science are we studying now? It is not just an ordinary science. It has a great lineage. From that level, the knowledge transferred, and the same knowledge that we are studying here to feel us proud. This story or this lineage has been explained. Now, Brahma, what is mentioned is Smrtva. Brahma, Smrtva means what? Recollect. Recollect, that means when you recollect something, when you have already experienced. Now you have the memory 10 years back what you did in school. If you have that memory, you can recollect and enjoy. Right? Which you never experienced. That you can enjoy? No. Now here, Brahma, Kristva, not word used. Brahma, Kristva, Yusho, Vedam is not there. Instead of that, Brahma, what is the difference between these two? Kristva, Smrtva. Brahma created Ayurveda and then transferred into Daksha Prajapati. If that is the case, then Brahma, Kristva, Yusho, Vedam. Kristva means created. Smrtva means memorize means what you can memorize, what you can recollect, which was already there. Right? That is why. Who created Ayurveda? Who created? No one created. No one created Ayurveda. Ayurveda is Nitya. Ayurveda is Shashvata. It was not created. As soon as in this universe a life is born, knowledge regarding that life started from then and there itself. It means that Ayurveda is not created by any person or any creator. Ayurveda is eternal. That is the reason why in that sloka there is Brahma Smrtva. That was there. And you can prove this when a cat goes and eats a grass. Have you observed? cat, dog, they go and eat grass. Huh? No cat lovers, dog lovers, cat lovers. If you don't know this word, ask your parents or someone who loves cats and dogs. When these cats or dogs, they have some digestion upset, they go and eat grass and then they vomit. And it is quite common. Okay, not only one cat, most Ayurveda will do this. Every cat does. Okay. From where that knowledge comes to that cat? From where? Or as soon as the baby born, from where that knowledge comes to that baby that it has to suck the feeding, the breast milk. No, right? It is the knowledge regarding life is there everywhere. That is why this knowledge is not created. Brahma recollected. We were unaware of it. We all breathe. But any time, have you observed your breath? How long inspiration, how short is your expiration? We never. But the person who teaches you pranayama, he will tell you. Your inspiration should be this much long, expiration should be this much short, like that. Actually, we all do breathe. But still we are unaware of it. Right? Similarly, the knowledge of Ayu, knowledge of this life is there everywhere, but because of our daily routine or ignorance or whatever it may be, we were unaware of. That is the reason why first in the history, Brahma, after creating this universe, he recollected the knowledge of Ayurveda. Then he transferred this knowledge. Why he transferred this knowledge? Because now the principal is head of the institute. Each and every teacher, they have studied entire Ayurveda. But anatomy teacher is different, physiology teacher is different. Why? Because small work is assigned to someone. Similarly, Brahma, what he did, now there is a lot of knowledge, abundant knowledge about Ayurveda. This knowledge has to reach to the last person who is unaware, ignorant of this. But there should be a ministry to whom he can assign this one. You take care of this and spread the knowledge outside. So what he did, he gave the responsibility of this knowledge to Daksha Prajapati. Then who is this Daksha Prajapati? Always remember this name. We should not go behind this name. You know, in ancient times there were different dynasties. In Mysore side we have Vadayar. Lots of Vadayar number 1, Vadayar number 2, Vadayar number 3, like this, right? Different. Kamaraja 1, Kamaraja 2, like that. It means that the person, the son of this person, the same name is given so that it becomes so easy to identify. Similarly, there was one person who was looking after the controlling the system. He was the administrator. He was called as Prajapati. He was so efficient in doing his job, and additional adjective came to his name. What was that? Daksha Prajapati. Daksha means one who is very much efficient. So he becomes Daksha Prajapati. The knowledge was transferred to Daksha Prajapati. Similarly to the Ashwini Kumara, of course, these are, when we listen to this word, these gods We don't know how they look, except in the photos. We never witnessed, and that is in level. But how it came to us? Again, there is a story. There were lots of rishis like Bharadwaja and other rishis. They were doing tapas, penance. Daily doing tapas. They were not into it. Samsarika jivan. But even for them, who were very strict with their diet and everything, who were doing only tapas, they found difficulty in doing tapas. They can't stick for longer period of time. Then they had a big seminar at Himalaya. All rishis of those days, they gathered together. And started discussing that in spite of doing all these, we are not so fit for our tapas. Forget about us. Anyway, we are not the farmers. We need not go to the field and work. But since we are finding it very difficult, then imagine the people out there who are struggling for their daily life, those who are working in the field, farmers, etc., agriculturists, how is it difficult for them to continue their life because they are suffering from different types of diseases. Then where is the solution? What we should do? Means their question started. Many are suffering with real social concern, not for their own. With social concern, they started thinking, these people must be helped somehow. But what is the solution? Where to go? And as you know, they were all rishis. After discussion, they came, there is one science. There is one science called as Ayurveda. But where is it? Right now, we don't know. It is somewhere within Indra. And Indra is not here. Indra is in Devata. Then, if these people need to help, we need to help them, then we should get this knowledge of Ayurveda. Then, like when we ask questions or when we ask who will do this, everyone will do this. Like no one will look at the eyes of the teacher. Why? Because if I see him, he will point out, will you do it? So, most of the rishis were like that. Take your time. This is not going to do any well. Bharadwaja is water. If you are all agree with me, then I will go. Why? Not for his again. That is most important. Not for his personal gain. For Bharadwaja, it was not his personal gain. For the sake of this entire people, society, who is looking forward, who really needs help, for them at least I should help, and I am capable because I am rich, and I have the capacity to approach Lord Indra. That's why if you are all agree, I will go. He stood up and he received the knowledge of Ayurveda from Indra. And of course, he comes back. Then there were students. He taught this to the students. These students, then the disciples continue. And students are 100. But in the final exam, distinctions are only 10. But the same teacher will come every day. The same teaching will be listened, heard by all the students. The same exam paper is given to all the students. Same facility will be given to all students. But still, when results come, only 10 out of 100 or 15 out of 100 get distinction. Why? And Buddher Vishesha Satanopadeshantaram Mune. The difference was the commitment, dedication, hard work inside the student, but not in the teaching of the teacher or giving the facility. So there were many students, but only Agnivesh. There were only 6 students who completed the course. Agnivesh, Veda, Jatukarna, Parashara, Harita and Charaka. They only passed the exam. all they came up with the whatever we studied, we compiled it in the form of grantha. Just you go through, if you approve, then we will publish. Like nowadays also for publication, license is required. So all these students went to their teacher, showed their work. Adivaiva Tantra, Veda Tantra, Jatu Karna Tantra, Parakara Tantra, Harita Tantra, Sharapani Tantra. Teacher looked at me. Yes, your work is good. It will definitely help to the entire human being. Go on, more. Then that becomes Adivaiva Tantra. Later, one person came, Karaka, who did little second edition, newer version. Then the same Adivaiva Tantra becomes Jayakasam. Maybe hundreds of years pass. The people interested in Ayurveda, these numbers have become less. That's why some parts of that Charaka Samhita were missing. Later, one very enthusiastic person came whose name was Gridabal. He collected all missing parts of Charaka Samhita. And once again, that book becomes very famous as Charaka Samhita. Another, there were some rishis who were interested in doing sculpture. They studied Ayurveda from the Manvantari to Sushruta. Again there were 6 students. Sushruta, Avajenava, Auraputa, etc. They also wrote their grantha. Showed to the Dharmantara. Dharmantara said, yeah, very nice book. He approved, acknowledged. Then that becomes Sushruta Samhita. Salyatantra Pradhana. Most of the focus on the what? Surgery. Now we have 2 books. One tells about surgery is important. One tells about general medicine, chiropractic is important. There was very clever man later came. He was like, in every class we will have at least 50 students. They will just go, they will observe everyone. No, this note is very beautiful. Somehow I will go to her and I will convince her and get her note and will have xerox. I will not write. Wow, but a very clever person. He read Charaka Samhita, he read Sushruta Samhita, he understood. Today's students are very dull. Their buddhi is low level. And if you give law, Charaka Samhita or Sushruta Samhita, it becomes very difficult for them to understand. I will concise it, still more concise. What is important from this Samhita is from all Kaya, Bala, Graha, Udva, Nakanya, Damka, Jara, Vusha, all are yet each under most essence part, I will say, and write my own grantha. And we named it as Ashta-anga-hridaya. Oh, heart is important. Just like that, the most essence part of Kaya, most essence part of Bala, most important part from Graha, he took and made a grantha called as Ashtanga. First it was Ashtanga Sangraha. Okay. First it was Ashtanga Sangraha. Then he gave to the public. Public started, even this is very difficult for me. What to do? He is still more concise. In Ashtanga Sangraha, Sutrasthana, there were 40 chapters. He is still concise and he made another grantha called as Ashtanga Hridaya. Ashtanga Hridaya Tantra. It is the simplest, easiest. Now you find difficult even in reading that now. But I tell you, Ashtanga Hridaya is the most simple, easiest Ayurveda grantha. It is just like your notes actually. On ancient days, Ashtanga Hridaya was like notes. It was not the textbook. It was like the notes. Right? So that Ashtanga Hridaya we are reading. Now, if you go to library anytime, next time when you go to library, just go to this book first. Okay? This book, you need not read, but see one. Oh, beautiful. From first page till last page, everything is in Sanskrit only. Except here, writing is English, nothing is in English or Hindi, it is in Sanskrit. Now imagine, Vakata wrote, okay. He wrote somewhere, sitting somewhere. How entire India people got this copy of Ashtangalayam? No printer, no xerox, no Google Meet. Then how he reached? Now it becomes clear for us. It is very easy to tell. Just two books of Ayurveda, what is there in it. But imagine 12,000 slokas, one person wrote. Now, this 12,000 slokas has to be copied because it has to reach all over India. If I give note, today's note 5 pages, he did not wrote that note, and night he will get borrow the book from his friend, and he will copy in the night. One page only. Don't know what his friend wrote, but he will simply copy. In ancient times, there were people whose work was just to copy. How many slokas? 12,000 slokas. How many copies? Don't know. Thousands of copies. They used to write on palm. That such books, such granthas went all over India. Now imagine, I would suppose, I don't know Sanskrit, but Bhatta told me, okay, if you copy all 12,000 slokas, I will give you 10 rupees. Nowadays I will not write, but on those days it is 10 rupees. Whole night with the lamp, he copied. Right? And after seeing that copy, someone else will copy. Like that, thousands of copies of Ashtangalayam, Charaka-Samhita, which were written in the palm leaf. Now we find difficulty in the very beautifully printed pages, but imagine ancient Ayurveda scholars who read Ashtangalayam in palm leaf. Right? How do you believe that there will be no mistake? There is a possibility of lots of mistakes. Right? And this person, around 75 years old back, there was a person called Yadavji Srikamji Acharya. He was scholar, Ayurveda scholar and Sanskrit scholar also. What he did was, he went entire India and collected all palm scripts of Charaka-Samhita, Pushpa-Samhita and Ashtangalayam. Imagine how difficult work was that. And he entirely gone through the Ashtangalayam which I collected from Jammu and Kashmir, Ayurveda oriented Vidya, that word is different. The one which I collected in Kanyakumari is different. Now which one to believe? Should I take that or this? What we did, whatever the thing applied, we collected the manuscript, he named it. Book number A, book number R, book number E. Like that he gave names, numbers. Then he gone through, suppose in 80% of the books, the same sloka, same letter is there, he kept it as it. Another 10 books, different letters are there. He mentioned that below. In some books, instead of this letter, you will find this letter. Right? This entire life dedicated to this word. And finally, he published this book. And because of one man's effort, today we have a copy of Ashtangalayam or Karaka Samhita or Sukruta Samhita printed form. Now imagine where our legacy is, from which era, how Ayurveda came to earth, and how this Ayurveda Grantha become a printed work. How difficult task it was. Right? Now, the modern medical science, thousands of pages together, cardiology book or other books. It was not so difficult. But getting this original book which was written thousands of years back, as it is getting so much it is difficult. Now tell me, our lineage is greater or the history of 200 years old medical science lineage, or that history is greater? Shouldn't we be proud of this? Is it not our duty to continue this legacy which is still alive after 5,000 years of lots of things happened in between? The Western medicine, after British invasion, they tried to stop spreading of Ayurveda, but still it is living means. Don't you feel it is our responsibility to continue this? That is the reason why I just told you the history, how this book came. Because we are reading this book because of effort of one man, that is Yadavaji Sriramji. Okay. Today morning, you chanted one mantra. Veda mantra are not the movie songs. That you should always keep in mind. Means, whenever we feel bored, we sing movie songs. We do party by singing. Even by going into work, we sing. Veda mantra is not like that. Always remember that. There were few mistakes, that's why I just wanted to correct. Just repeat after me. Rava Aneva. We can't know what is the meaning of that. Don't know, right? We will try to get the meaning of first line today. That's what we can. Imagine when you go out from here, there is a somewhere outside there is a mango tree. You are very much fond of mango tree, and you saw few mangoes on the tree. Now you want to have the mango. You will take a stone because you can't climb it. That's why you take a stone and you start hitting. And you are actually not expert in archery or anything. This is the first time, but you can't control when you saw these mangoes. That's why you pick up a stone. Right? First time the mango was there, you throw the stone, it went this way. Okay? But you continue. After 10 hits, it came somewhere near to that mango. Still you continue. 20 times. 25th time, actually your stone touched that mango, but it did not fall. Even after that, you continue, and by the time 32nd or 33rd row, one mango fall down. Now tell me, mango fall down on 33rd effort or the collective effort of 33 times that you throw because of that mango. Right? So Gravana here, Gravana means the stone. Gravana means stone. Now, when you pick up a stone and throw towards a goal, once that stone leaves your hand, does that stone change its direction? You can change the direction. But once it leaves your hand, it will not change its direction, right? So, what in that mantra author wanted to tell, everyone has his or her own role model. Right? We may be from different backgrounds. We have our own role model. Suppose I want to become a good engineer, then Vishweshwaraya will become my role model. Right? So, like that, who is the role model for Ayurveda Vaidya? Dhanvantari, Brahma, Daksha Prajapati, Indra, Bharadvaja. Who? Here, as in our Vedas, or even in Vedas and Ashtanga Charaka, etc., we get lots of references about Ashwini Kumara. Why Ashwini Kumara side? We get references about Dhanvantari and others regarding just as a hint. Dhanvantari is considered as Adi Vaidya, like that few references. But when it comes to Ashwini Kumara, we get lots of references how actually Ashwini Kumara treated a patient. Starting from their birth till how they treated different patients, etc., we get n number of references. And whatever we get references, in those references, what we see in Ashwini Kumara is their 100% dedication, commitment towards the society, social structure. So because of that, as Ayurveda also tells the same, even the Bharadvaja Rishi went to Indra just because of concern towards the social society, and the Vaidyas were real Vaidyas, or real doctor is not having a multi-speciality hospital, etc. It is real concern towards the patient, having passion to treat the patient. That we see in Ashwini Kumara when we listen to the story. That is the reason why they are considered as the role model. And in this mantra, what this tells is, just like when you throw Similarly, if the 100% devotion, if you pray Ashwini Kumaras, definitely they will come to help you. That is the meaning. Now, how this applies to in our life? Now, morning we had some questions, 4 questions. How many of you feel now that, oh my God, Sanskrit is not for me, it is not possible for me, it's very difficult for me. How many of you feel? Really you don't feel? Then it is very good. One man. It's okay. I failed 2 times in Sanskrit in first year. 1 time in career Rasana. Okay? Now, it is very difficult for me to understand Sanskrit Bhasha or anything. For me, it may be Sanskrit, for him it may be Career Rasana, for her it may be Padartha Vijnana. It is very, very difficult. We have very difficult subjects. According to our capacity, we feel certain subjects are difficult. Then, what is the solution? Now we have paid our fees. We can't go back. The parents will not allow us to come inside home. Right? Yes, you have anything? Any problem? Yes, sir? No? You are hearing, sir? So now the stage is, we are in the boat. We started our journey from this end. We only have 2 options. Either go to that shore or in between, pani mein डूब के मर जाओ. We can't come back because we started our journey. No one will allow you to come back. Right? अभी हम कोई भी quit नहीं कर सकते. Then we have only one option is to cross that river. Now how to do that? Is Ravahiva. It may be for me, I may reach that mango with only 10 feet. Even within seconds it is very expert in that. Someone may take 50 feet. But ultimately, your effort of 1 throw, 10th throw, 50th throw, none of these throw waste in your life. Every day, the small efforts that you put every day, it will make you to reach your goal. Then how we should reach our goal? Just that mantra, Ravana Iva. Constant effort, daily effort towards our goal will achieve, will reach, will take us towards that goal. Then, Krishna eva vriksham. Krishna, you know Krishna means what? It is an eagle. Krishna means eagle. Another question I gave you. After 10 years down the lane, how you want to see yourself as? Right? I want to become a practitioner, I want to become etc. Okay? How many of you wrote that I want to become a very good Ayurveda practitioner? Only 3. This year. Okay. Very good. How many of you wrote that I want to become teacher, lecturer, or principal, etc. What else, if you want to tell, what else? You can tell now. Very good. Entrepreneur, owner of a very big company. Yes, that's next. Yes, anyone else? No, not. See, what is wrong in dreaming big? पैसा खर्च हो रहा है क्या? What's wrong is it? Without having a big aim, big dream, if you aim to sky, at least you will reach to the next floor. Correct? Then what is wrong in dreaming big? Just see the eagle in the group of birds. Eagle is the bird. Eagle is the only on water. It always goes to the highest, tallest tree. Even in the tallest tree, it will lay eggs in the nest in the tallest branch of the tallest tree. It is not like all other ordinary birds which live in the lower compared to that eagle, number one. Number two, it will look for the tallest tree. Even in that tallest tree, it will aim for the tallest branch. And in that branch, it will lay insects. Similarly, for eagle, what is the beauty of the Nidhi means? Most valuable thing. Its eggs are valuable. Right? Because these eggs have to be protected from the predator. That's why it will always look for the tallest branch, tallest tree, so that no other animals can climb and catch its eggs. Similarly, when we are walking in this path of Ayurveda, or we always should have highest goal in our life. Highest dream base, highest goal in our life, and start our journey. Goal is higher, but not ready to take a next step. That is not good. Right. So, aim should be very, very like that eagle. These two lines are directly refer to the first year BMS students. Have you heard of a bamboo which is called as Chinese bamboo? Which is called as but it is called as Chinese bamboo. There are two farmers, and as usual at the end of the summer, when rainy season started, both of them plowed their land. One of the farmers, there are many farmers in that village. One farmer decided that this year I will grow Chinese bamboo, and all others, according to their places, etc., they brought the seeds and some opted for local bamboo, like that. They, in the month of June, everything, the land is ready, they saw the seeds, they whatever has to be done, they all start. 2 months, 3 months over, all villagers daily going to the field, doing the necessary things, coming back. This person special part, that is Chinese plant. All other farmers, they saw some different plants. No, after 1 month, 2 months, small sprouts started. They were happy. Now everyone came to this farmer's plant. Hey, there is the seed, 2 sprouts. Whatever. What is that? What is your growing that? This Chinese bamboo. Where is the Chinese bamboo? They used to laugh. More sprouts. Another 2 months, 3 months over. Then the same farmers every day used to come and laugh at. Now already their plants were this one. And here, this farmer, daily seeing where is my seed, where is that seed, where it has gone. Daily I am watering, I am giving all fertilizer, everything there I am taking. Where is it? Not at all coming out. Okay, and you can relate this story after 3 years. I will tell you how. After you come to this third professional year, it would be almost 4.5 years that you spent in this process. Almost 90% of your PUC friends who opted for engineer, they will be placed in one or the other company. Hey, what are you doing? I am in third phase BA. You, I am in one MNC company, I got job. You also face this. Okay, it continues. It has become almost 5 years. Almost 5 years. At the end of 5th year, this farmer, first time he flashed fire, his mind. Why? Because now it has started sprouting. And when he looked at it around, already 50 feet high bamboo. Again, same farmer. Oh, congratulations! Finally, your Chinese bamboo growing, right? They started laughing. But again, the person continued doing whatever has to be done at that time. And believe it or not, after 6 months, the Chinese bamboo tree grew 90 feet tall. 90 feet tall Chinese bamboo, and all other local varieties of bamboo 50 feet, 60 feet, etc. Now this is real. This Chinese bamboo tree grows like this. Okay. Now again in this story. Now 90 feet, for 90 feet to grow, it took 6 months. But is it really 6 months to grow 90 feet, or it is totally 5.5 years to grow 90 feet? It is 5.5 years. No. It grew 90 feet in just 180 days just because of the root was preparing itself. If the building is 20 meters high, the foundation also should be more deeper. If it is just one floor, foundation is not required, just 6 feet foundation is required. So what it was doing all 5 years, that bamboo, it was not growing in outer world, but it was preparing itself. Its roots grew under the ground in such a way that it was knowing that at the end of 5.5 years, this bamboo will grow 90 feet, and I should be in a position to hold the entire 90 feet of bamboo. Who will hold? The root should be strong enough. The roots should be strong enough to hold that 90 feet tall bamboo. And what was it doing for all these 5 years? It was growing beneath the earth. And more stronger it became, and last at the end, when it becomes very strong, suddenly within 6 months it became 90 feet, so that now it will not break, now it will not fall down because the roots are very strong. In the same way, you have a very long way to go. It's a journey of minimum of 5.5 years. Why minimum? Because if you stay in 1 year examination, that may extend to another 6 months. After that, your journey will not end. Then someone will tell you to do post-graduation, which will eat you another 3 years. 5.5 plus 3 years, 8.5 years. Right? So the journey is very long. Then how we should sustain ourselves? Why? Because as soon as daily on the daily routine basis, whenever you go back to your home, or you call to your parents, or when you call your friends who are already studying engineering for some different courses, what are you doing? My first semester is over. They will tell, my one exam is over. You are still one first term. Term exam is also not over. Right? So these 5.5 years, it needs a lots of patience. These 5 years, 4.5 years, minimum 4.5 years, up to you go to the internship, this is your preparation phase where you have to make your move strong. And only after that, everyone will start recognize you only after 5.5 years. They will feel that no one will recognize you because you will not be earning anything. Whereas your friends will already start earning, but you will not start earning. That's why everyone will not have any focus on it. But you should have patience enough to study hard on daily basis. Only then, at the end of 5.5 years, when you come out of the college, you will be in a position either to start your own clinic or whatever you dream big. Right? All you can achieve later in your life in very short of span only when you dedicate entire your 5.5 years for the sake of studying and make your food very much strong. So these first lines, the Gravaneva and the Daslekeva Vriksham gives us the direction how we should live our life, how we should be here in this campus or in the hostel or here in the next 5.5 years. Okay, now tell me, how many of you think the BAMS subject, this is the most wrong decision that I have taken in my life coming to BAMS? Anyone feel like that? Or it was very good. Then I have a suggestion for you. Each one of us are different in our nature. Right? Our ambition, our field of interest, everything is different. How about making you to sit 5.5 years in a place where none of the subjects you like, nothing you like in the studies campus, how you can stay? Then what is the option? So seriously, now it may look funny for you, but I have seen many students after studying for 3 years in the college, spending lakhs of rupees, then by final year they will quit the course. Think very seriously about this. If I am really not interested in this field, then better to take action now itself. The action is in two forms. Either to entirely change or, okay, at least now I realize I am not fit for this. Then how to make fit? How to make myself fit? Right. Options are only two. Either quit or let us explore how to make myself fit for this course. That's what I have to do. Then I have one option, that those students who are really interested in this field, being with them and seeing, okay, how they make themselves fit for this course and learning from them, so that I can also become fit, or I can accommodate, adjust. To some extent I can adjust, to some extent I cannot adjust. Within the how much I can adjust, that much we need to adjust. Otherwise, the 5.5 years of life will become hell. It should not become hell now. We should enjoy our student life. At the same time we should study, but at the same time it should be a joyous journey for this 5.5 years. Right. So If you really want to study, be like the examples of that stone and that eagle, and have patience like that of Chinese bamboo, and with the proper guidance of your teachers, definitely you will reach your goal definitely in these 5.5 years. This is what I wanted to tell, which is actually deviating from the subject, actual subject, but still, this is what required. Why? Because I just tell my story that I was not knowing why I joined this course. When I joined this course, I was not knowing why I joined this course. I was in a position that I didn't get familiar with, not interested to go to engineering, not ready to stay at home. Parents said you have to do something, opened the newspaper, and one ISL college's advertisement came, I went. And really initial 3 years were hell for me. The same struggle which you are facing now, don't know how to read Padartha Vijnana, why they are teaching Padartha Vijnana. I thought I will be very stressed and very Kepron, and they are teaching the Atma, Manas, Kala. The same feeling comes from for you also. So it was also a help for me for initial 3 days, but initial 3 years. But really after that, the sudden shift came back like anything, and today very happily and in fact really practicing Ayurveda. Though 90% of my classmates are practicing modern medicine, but still when they call, they also call me. My son is something with this. I tried all from modern medicine. You give some suggestions. So that moment came 10 years after my practice, but still that moment came in my life. So all the best. You start your journey now. We will start next class. How to prepare for next class? Entire my class will be activity based class. It is not one way giving lectures from next time onwards. Now already you have finished 4 chapters from Ashtanga now. Next time, in my next visit, we will discuss direct clinical application of chapter number 2. That is not the theory part, directly the part from Dinacharya Adhyaya which helps us in treating the patient or in handling the patient, because the part is there which is very much required to handling the patient, not prescribing the medicine but handling the patient. So next month, in this April 1st week, my next visit will be in the 1st week of April. All of you should come with well prepared second chapter. You have to read properly the second chapter and we will discuss the application aspect, that is Avabodha and Anusthana part of the second chapter of Ashtanga. Number 1. Number 2, grammar part of book. We just completed the first step of Adhyayana Krama, that is Sampradana. We will move on to the next step, that is called as Prabhashaniyam. What is that Prabhashana? How to do Padavibhaga, etc. steps that we will study in next classes. And of course, the principal and management are free to take one online class every week that we will discuss, and will let you know what will be the topic for online class. Okay, I think this is enough for today.